Stay black in America. Don't leave, don't go anywhere. Truly the greatest country in the world for a black man or a black woman. Civil rights knocked in the door here in this country. Slavery and Reconstruction and Jim Crow and redlining and all types of things to make you stumble and hold you back. And still we achieving this great country here, America. Well, here I am in the wee hours of the morning debating upon contract to sell a business that I put my blood, sweat, and tears in for 38 years. Presented with three options. One option, they'll give me my asking price, but they want 60 days for a review period. And then they want a freaking year to go through review and permits and all this kind of crap. Yeah. Option two, they offer me a little less than what I asked for. They want 60 days review and close in 90 days. Yeah. Seems like that's almost like 60 days plus 90 or 90 contended together. They didn't specify and make it very clear, so I had to be going over again. And then option three would be way more money than I was expecting. Want me to become a part of the construction project and want me to hold back a bunch of money in a note that they'll pay me over 10 years. And then when the project is finished, I'll have 18% ownership in it. 63 now, I'll be 73 then. I'm thinking like, nah, I don't think I want to go for that. You know, so it looks like to me option two is probably going to be the best option for me. Not quite the option I want. I think it's too many days, but it's probably the best of the three options that I have. So I think the option two is going to be the one I'm going to settle on later on the day when I talk to Benjamin from Graysteel and tell him to let Mr. Smith know that I'm good with his option two, which I think is going to be the best thing for me here in January the 20th, 2023. I think that's going to be about the best offer for me. I kind of wish I would have settled and made a decision 4 years ago when I had an offer that came in. It wasn't quite what I wanted. But I think of the 4 years since working in the store that I should have made that decision to sell it then. Out of my 38 years working here, running business, being self-employed, my last 13 years have been the toughest. Yeah. 2010, I had one of my sons was shot in here, helping a customer who was getting beat up by another customer inside the store in broad daylight. So we were protected behind bulletproof glass, but we made a bad decision for him to go around and help the female, and he got shot. Thank God he recovered. An Asian doctor sutured him up real good. He recovered with a lot of prayer. He's powerful and strong, man, and God has blessed him, and he's still with me. Most important thing. Then I went to a horrible audit up in here, just a year after my son had gotten shot. I decided to break out of my normal silence and thought I came to the aid of a driver who was bringing product in my store. Matter of fact, he was bringing a product called Rock Creek sodas. And I decided, because he came in shaking and trembling, concerned about the house that he had just bought, and that tax that was implemented by a Ward 2 council woman would destroy their number one product, which is a 2-liter soda. It was selling for 99 cents. And so I told me I would fill out an online survey about it. And lo and behold, maybe a week later, news lady came here. At the time, she's married now. At the time, I think her name was Holly Holmes. She came through here and I went on and did an interview on it because I thought it was like, rough to take the bottom line product that most poor people buy in Washington, D.C. and make it turn it from 99 cents to $2, taking a tax, a penny on every ounce, something like that. So I thought it was no big deal. I thought it was just, you can voice your opinion. You can say, what you want in a democratic society. You can, you can do that. But, lo and behold, someone didn't like what I did, and I shouldn't have done it. I'm looking back on it, I shouldn't have done it. I should have asked him and his company, Rock Creek Sodas, hey, you guys if I put in a good word for you, because I think this shouldn't be done, are you guys gonna back me up? You guys gonna give me any money? Because I don't know what's gonna come down the pipe. Of course, at that time, I didn't think anything was gonna come down the pipe. I was just recovering, my son getting shot, thanking God he's still here. And then a guy that's been delivering sodas in my store probably for like 20 years or over, coming shaking and trembling, and I felt some sort of compassion for him, Sometimes that weakness and compassion, man, is the wrong decision. I made that wrong decision between my son getting shot in 2010 and me making this horrible decision to come to this guy's aid and go on TV and talk about the sales tax being a bad decision. Jeez. What a bad decision for me. Took me into audit, audited by the government. Now, I don't know if I was audited because it was brought about by the Ward 2 little council person, woman who wanted it to happen. But the Holly Holmes, the news lady, seemed to think it was. Said that little rich lady's mad at you. So there's a white lady saying another white lady is mad at me. Differentiated herself from the other woman. She's a young white woman. This other woman is an old white woman. So she differentiated herself and said that little woman is angry with you. And I'm thinking like, well, maybe she's angry just because there's a bill maybe she implemented and it didn't go through. But they couldn't mess with big Coca-Cola, couldn't mess with Pepsi, couldn't even mess with Rock Creek, couldn't mess with any of those big sodas. But sure enough, could smack me around. What a tailspin! What a tailspin it took me through. I went from being totally debt-free to being in debt. So these last 13 years have been really tough, really tough. This business was started by my dad back in 1967, and we're in our 55th year right now. My dad ran it for 18 years, and I ran it for about 38 years now. 5/16/2023 will be my 38th year exactly in here. So this is a bittersweet decision, but it's a decision at the age of 63 now I think I'm going to have to make. I tried to develop this property myself here. No banks would give me any loans to do so. I had to resort to hard money lenders. The terms of their money were too strenuous to even take. The failure rate would have been 95%, and that's horrible. So I couldn't do that. Fighting debt and everything else. I'm sitting on the asset that's worth pretty good money, so I think it's best that I go and relinquish it, get out of debt, travel, be my wife, just enjoy ourselves in our so-called golden years. So, I'm going to decide on option 2 for tomorrow when I give Benjamin a call and just go ahead and take that offer there. It's not quite what I want, but it's the best of the options that I've received so far. So that's decisions, man. I said every decision increases order or disorder in your life, in your finances, in your marriage, in your day. Every decision reveals your faith or your fear. I put a lot of prayer into this thing. I put a lot of prayer into it 4 years ago, and I thank God answered my prayer by bringing me a deal that wasn't quite what I wanted, but a deal that, looking back, I should have taken because it covered the requirements I asked of God. And a man shouldn't be double-minded. A man should be exacting what he asked for from God. So here it is, 4 years later. I'm at that same crossroad now, and I'm not going to make that same mistake I made then. I'm going to take this option 2, and ride with it. And this will make it so my initial investment, I'll be 5 times greater than my initial investment, which I think is an excellent thing. But it won't bring great joy to me. Again, this has been in my family for 55 years, and I've been running it for 38 years, so it'll just be a start of a new thing. So, yeah, that's what it's going to be. Decisions, decisions, decisions. Always some decisions to be made. Whoa, boy, I tell you. Bad decisions have bad consequences. Should have never helped that soda guy. Those companies, big companies, could have fend for themselves. We should have never went out there and helped that female that's in distress. Should have called the police. Sometimes your emotion gets caught up in things, and you should be focusing on thinking, man. Thinking and making the right decision. So here we go. 2023, January. I'm going to make a decision that I should have made 5 years ago on this property. Maybe this will end this 13 years of, kind of struggling with disappointments here. So I know God is with me, always. So I prayed, and I asked my 2 brothers to pray as well. My 2 confidant brothers, Big Glenn and Eric. And my sons are all with me. They know what's happening. So, this is going to basically be it. So, I'll be out of Washington, D.C., relocating to Maryland. And then I'll just go ahead and do my YouTube thing and set about my dream to visit every state in the United States of America for at least 3 or 4 days. Not just passing, driving through a place and just, not really experience anything. Saying, I drove through there, but never stopped. I want to find destinations in every state in the United States of America and visit this whole entire country before I decide to go abroad and visit some other place. So that's my goal, that's my plan, and I'm sticking to that thing. So look, all y'all out there, I say stay black in America because America is the #1 greatest economy. I say stay black in America because your ancestors here have worked and struggled and went through all types of things. Of course, the only people on this continent were slaves, black people. We've been through everything, man. Everything you can imagine. Still we rise, still we achieve. So you don't leave that. You don't put your like a weak dog. You don't put your tail between your legs and squeak and run off somewhere. You stay here and you make your surroundings better and stronger for the people coming after you. And so that's what I felt I've done. I've stayed the course. I put in my time. I raised my family. I trust in God. I accept Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, repented of my sins long ago. I know my name is written in the Lamb's Book of Life. So in my physical presence, I try to do everything I could. In my spiritual presence, I know I'm with my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. So, option 2 is going to be better than option 1 and option 3. So, stay black in America, make the wise decisions because bad decisions have bad consequences. And every decision increases order or disorder in your life. So stay black in America until next time. Bye.